Here we go. Details. 2 ticks. Alright, guys. More Ravnica. Me and Brad. Double trouble.
About time.
So, again, with Ravnica, we're looking to be in a mechanic. I would prefer to be in blue-black mill, but we'll take what we get. We'll see what the rares and uncommons and commons have for us. One of the cool parts about triple Ravnica specifically is that the commons dictate what archetypes you're in. As we get into the full block, it'll actually change quite a bit. In fact, the best deck right now, blue-black mill, is one of the worst decks in block because you don't have a whole bunch of mill cards.
Mm-hmm. Basically all out of the first pack.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And I don't know if they're doing it in reverse order or not. I think they're doing it in traditional order, but we'll see.
Yeah, I bet they're doing it in the way that the block was released. So, because that's the way you did it back in the day.
Back in the day.
Wow, there's a Glimpse to Unthinkable.
So, here's the coolest part about Glimpse the Unthinkable. We want to pick up junk trollers, and we want to pick up transmute cards. Because our new deck can be a deck that transmutes for Glimpse the Unthinkable, plays Glimpse the Unthinkable, junk trollers it to the bottom of the library, and then retransmutes for it. You also only have to play this card twice to win.
Pretty much.
Lore Broker is another option. I don't think it's as great. So if Glimpse wasn't here, I think I would be on Moldervine Cloak or the Signet. Moldervine Cloak is like the main reason to be green, in my opinion. It's a great beatdown card. You can play it multiple times. You can't be milled away. Signets are pretty solid.
So we're going to try for the blue-black deck since we have the powerful, and you like playing that deck anyway. Let's see.
Last Gasp, Rot Farm, Bell Tower Sphinx, and Dismisser. And I think I'd like my first Last Gasp because if we're going to play a bunch of stuff that transmutes for 2, Last Gasp will let us take advantage of that.
That's true. It's also pretty premium removal.
It is. Most of the creatures in this format are pretty small. I'm going to pull up MTG Goldfish real quick.
Yep.
Because I'm pretty sure Glimpse the Unthinkable's worth a little bit on here. It's worth a ton in paper.
I know in paper it's worth a crazy amount. Yeah, it's like the 3rd most expensive card in the set. That's pretty important.
Here, I think it might be the most expensive card there. No, it's the 3rd most again.
Yeah.
Wow, it's $30 and it's only $5 online. It's one of the. That's the power of casual play, by the way, guys.
Oh, definitely. All right, Last Gasp. Let's do it.
Okay, so we've got Drake Familiar, Induced Paranoia, Muddle the Mixture, Sadistic Augremake. I don't think we need to prioritize Muddle Mixtures quite so heavily yet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think I want to take a Drake Familiar this early either. I actually am leaning towards the Induced Paranoia. You usually want 1 or 2. It's nice to be able to leave up mana to counter things. I could see taking the Drake Familiar, but it's just a card we can't play if we don't get enough enchantments.
That's a good point.
So I think I'm going to try with this.
Yeah, now I don't know if it's how the packs landed or if people are just taking blue-black, but these are all pretty bad blue and black cards.
All the cards except for the red-white card are bad.
Well, that's easy then. I've correctly determined that all cards are bad.
I mean, the problem is, like, your most premium red-white cards get blanked by a bunch of, like, 2-power flyers.
I mean, I wonder if Leave No Trace is a powerful enough card to take it on the wheel.
Right. Blue-black looks to be open. Lurking Informant's one of the premium cards here. Cavern Carotid is the card that I'd be actually pretty happy to pick up if we were in these colors. Like, if I was in green-white, there's a good green-white pick here.
Yep.
There's a decent Boros pick. There's, a fine pick here, too. This format is not easy to draft. Like, Lurking Informant is probably... We have Last Gasp and Glimpse, so it's not... But in my other deck, Lurking Informant was the second best card I had in my deck after Ribbon of Night.
Nice.
It doesn't look like a great card, but this is the kind of card that when you're ahead, it prevents you from ever falling behind. And at 2 mana, that's pretty potent. Okay. So we've got the Rot Farm. We've got Consult. We've got Clinging Darkness, which I don't think we need because we have the Gasp. We've got Surveilling Sprite. I think I want to take the Flight because we can repeatedly use that, and if we can get cards to will, it'd be solid. But we could also take the Rot Farm here for our first bounce land, and I like that too.
I like the first bounce land. I hope we get Consult the Necrosages on the wheel.
Okay, really so we can take the Dismisser here, the Research, or a second Rot Farm. The second Rot Farm means we can splash green, but There's very few cards I'd actually be excited to splash green for.
Well, so I think we want the Dismisser, but it's so high mana cost.
The decks go pretty slow.
Okay, so I think the Dismisser is
Better than the Rot Farm? I think you're right.
Yeah, just because we'll probably get another bounce land.
At some point. I'm actually willing to pick up quite a few of them.
Yeah. I don't know. How many bounce lands do we want? 5?
No.
3?
4 is my high end. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take... Well, we could take Spectral Searchlight. It really does open us more colors. Or we could take Muddle the Mixture here for our first ability to transmute well.
I think I like Muddle better. What's the equipment? I don't even remember.
The equipment's not good. Do we want a mana artifact or
Yeah, I think
Muddle?
I'd rather take the Muddle.
Alright. So the argument for the Muddle, or the mana artifact, is it opens up green, and if we're low on playables, we can pick up strong Golgari cards.
Mm-hmm.
It's another reason to stay out of... Boros isn't terribly bad. It's just that the green-white and red-white don't mix together as well as the other two color pairs do.
Yeah.
Because, it can be okay. But
When we get to Gatewatch, I'll definitely play Boros. In 3 years or something.
Oh, yeah, down the road. No, and the next set, things get a little bit tricky in a different way. You can still play the mill deck if you want to. I'm not sure we will, but we'll be based more on what we're opening. Okay, so we're going to take our Flight of Fancy here. I don't think there's anything else we want.
Is Stasis still not that good?
It's fine without being amazing. I mean, it's not terrible. But having multiple Flight of Fancies or other just kind of okay or bad enchantments, let's open up Snapping or our Drakes. And the Drakes are very powerful if you can play the synergies behind them. I actually like to play Grixis a lot in the next set because Izzet's a really fun deck to play. And you can play a really cool control deck.
Izzet is fun to play.
Yeah, and you can... It plays well with Transmute because you can get cards back. Okay, so we can take a Signet or a Stasis Cell. I like the Stasis Cell.
I do too.
Here. Wow.
So do we want a Convolute or do we want a Clutch?
I think I want a Clutch.
I like Clutch a lot. Let's see. Perplex is okay, but
I also
I'd rather
like
have Clutch.
with the Clutch we have the ability to transmute if we want to into other stuff. But having a counterspell and a bounce spell is pretty strong. It's a little bit mana intensive, and that you do need double blue and black to play it, but it's not a terrible spot to be in. Alright, so we'll take our Augur Mage here.
Mm-hmm. Now, is it pretty common to not have very many creatures in this type of deck?
We didn't see very many creatures.
Not in our colors, no.
No. We can run as few as like 11 or 12 creatures and it'd be fine because many of our creatures have a lot of toughness, and you might have noticed that a lot of creatures didn't have high power.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a Guild Mage before the end of this.
The Guild Mage is nice.
Guild Mage is pretty powerful.
Let's go ahead and just not play against a pump spell.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and not play that. It's a creature. It's an unkillable creature, Brad. Unless they have trample. Alright. So there's a whole bunch of cards we never want to play.
Yep. That's pretty common in drafting.
Well, it's less common in new sets. I mean, think about it. In new sets,
It's true. It is less common in new sets.
we might have off-color cards that we're not going to play in new sets, but we don't. Light of Sanction. That's not even good. So, right, if we're splashing green,
rare.
we could pick up Drowsing Shaman, which is very powerful. Here we can go with our only choices are Strands of Undeath or Tidewater Minion.
I think Tidewater's pretty powerful, right?
Yeah. I'm kind of sad we're not in green. Oh, we could take Drowsing Shaman. We do have a green land. We only have 2 enchantments, but you can just do that over and over. It might be better than the Tidewater.
I don't know. Tidewater is pretty powerful.
Just a 4/4 that untaps something.
Untaps our Rot Farm. That's pretty powerful.
Sure. I mean, what are we doing with that mana?
Nothing right now. Oh, Gleam Color is really powerful.
Well, I mean, it's
Triple black. Gleam Color is really powerful, though.
I guess we can take it. What are we passing? A Perplex?
Yeah, I'm not too excited about Perplex. I don't think we're gonna play any of this other stuff, so.
Alright, so we've got a 2-mana creature. We've got Trophy Hunter. I mean, obviously, our opponents aren't in green here. Copy Enchantment is not where you want to be. This is a card you want to pick up later. We could take a second Stasis Snare. We could take the Sanctuary, or we could take a Roofstalker White. The creature is fine without being great. So we can take a high risk, high reward copy enchantment. We can take another bounce land, which is fine without being great. We can take another expensive removal spell, which I actually don't like at all. Or we can take a low drop just to block against really aggressive.
I mean, we
decks.
can also take the green card.
The Trophy Hunter?
I mean, it's up to you. I would rather stay 2 colors, but we can't go into a third.
Well, I think I'm going to take the Trophy Hunter just because I don't think I want to play any of these other cards.
You don't want to play the Roof Stalker?
Just blocks. It's a 2-1 blocker.
Well, take the good card then.
We'll put it to our sideboard. I don't think we'll be playing those cards. See, this is much better for us. I think we either take Compulsive or Netherborn Phalanx. One upside to Netherborn Phalanx is that we can transmute these other cards for it if we end up wanting to, but I think I'd just rather have a really solid draw engine, and it's very easy to have extra lands.
Yeah, and we hope the Muddle comes back around.
Sure. I mean, it probably will. The card is actually not very good in the format unless you're specifically using it for its ability. Like, we don't have that many creatures, and we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards to counter. There's so many enchantments that just countering instants and sorceries is not that good. And then of those instants and sorceries, like, Clutch is really the only card that you'd actually... Like, how many times do you have mana to counter a mana source?
That's a good point. I like Disembowel the most. I like Consult next.
Yeah, it's Disembowel.
I didn't remember that Gargoyle being in the set.
Surveillance Sprite, Consult.
The Sprite's good.
We'll go ahead and take the Disembowel.
Yeah, I would take the Disembowel here.
If any of these cards wheel, that's great. That's great for us. I'd be happy to have our first Tattered Drake. Okay, so you can bounce a creature with, or blink a creature with Voyager Staff. I don't think that matters for us too much particularly. We can take Snapping Drake, which is fine, or we can gamble on our first Drake Familiar, which I think is what I'd rather do.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or we could, nah.
I mean, more low drop seems like an okay.
We could take Terraformer to help fix our mana in case we end up wanting to play green.
I don't think we're going to play green at this point. Let's see here.
Alright, then Transfer's perfect.
That Entrancer is absolutely perfect.
And coming around this late is a good sign for us. Or that people don't know that they should be picking it higher. Alright, let's put Green Collar over here. We could take Shred Memory in case we don't get more ways to transmute. I like that. We could take the sideboard card, which is Twisted Justice. It's not very good. We could take Convolute, which is playable.
Yeah, so I like
or we
Shred
could take
Memory,
a creature.
Convolute, or the creature. Any one of those. We've only got 5 creatures right now, so that's a consideration.
Alright, I guess we can take another creature. I mean, it's a pretty bad creature for us, though. We're more likely to have a hand than our opponent. Alright, I guess we take Strands here. Are there any single color cards I'd even want to splash? No. We'll add this to our picks, which makes the Drake Familiars better if we end up running them, but let's go ahead and put some of these cards with Drake Familiar. I would like to be able to cut... Alright, here we'll take Perplex for the sideboard. I'd like to be able to cut, actually, creatures for the Augur Mages, just because the Augur Mage is actually not good in our deck. Because if we have cards in hand and our opponent doesn't, we lose a draw step and they don't. We'll take Thought Picker Witch. That card's fine. Sort by Converted Mana Cost. I was really hoping we'd see a Drunk Troller so we could get that combo going.
We might in the third pack.
We might.
I think we should take it very highly in the third pack.
I would first pick it at this point. Over most cards.
Yeah, I mean, except the 2 more money rares, right?
Or like another Glimpse, because then it's equally as good. But yeah, that's about it.
Not sure we're playing any of these. You want to just take the black card?
Well, yeah, this is a fine sideboard card. So we have Wing in our chat was saying that they think Justice is pretty good. Justice can be good, but like if you look at our deck, we have 1 toughness creatures, several 1 toughness creatures that are here. It's not that great against Boros. It's not that great against... the only deck it's actually really nice against is Golgari. And it's not always good against Golgari. Like, how often do you just have a 2-2? And it's fine if you get that 2-2. But for my 6-mana card, I want it to do more than kill their worst creature and draw me a card or 2 if I'm going to run it main board. It's a great sideboard card from that. Okay. What is Lightning Helix at? I would take Lightning Helix pretty well.
Yeah, if it's worth some money. Wow, it's not worth any money online.
It's worth 12 cents. Okay.
That's odd. What about the Aqueduct?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Aqueduct. Let's double check to make sure there's nothing else we want here. Alright. If this was the first pick, I think I would go with Lightning Helix or Watch Wolf.
Oh yeah, both of those are super powerful cards. Since we're in the first pick of the third pack, I think Aqueduct is the best card by far.
There's nothing to will that I want either.
Yeah, I don't want any of these cards.
This looks better. Blood Funnel's not good.
Dark Blast isn't
Halcyon Glaze is cool, but not playable. Dark Blast is fine, but not great. House Guard is fine, but not great.
Nope.
Second Induced Paranoia is good. So is Flight of Fancy.
I guess Dark Blast...
No, my order for picks here is between the Sprite, the House Guard, the Flight, and the Paranoia. The Dark Blast is not that good. It doesn't kill most of the creatures.
When you cast a creature spell, it becomes a 4/4.
Yeah, that card's we're not playing either.
Alright. So...
Let's look at our
I think
card.
I like the Sprite the best.
I think I like the Sprite the least.
Oh, really?
This format's pretty slow.
Oh, okay.
It's a fine filler card.
Go for the Feeder Guide then. He's got the most toughness. You gotta click something though.
Yeah. I was thinking about the Flight, but we don't have enough of the Sins of the Past. Okay. We can take Sins of the Past.
I mean, that seems fine with me.
So Sins of the Past is not normally a card I would pick, but the fact that
have a glimpse.
it's a second glimpse and we can tutor for the first glimpse makes it really good.
Yep.
It's like a junk troller, but you just get to cast it.
It's a lot of mana, but it's worth it.
Junk troller! And we're taking junk troller here over Dimir Signet, by the way. It's a pretty big sale, but junk troller puts us at 4. Alright, okay, so now we just need to pick up ways to put these back into our deck. So, Muddle the Mixture has just gone up like 1,000,000%.
Yeah, we need to
Shred Memory, etc.
We need to go back or we hopefully will get a Muddle the Mixture on the wheel.
Or a Shred Memory.
Shred Memory would be good too. I wouldn't mind having another Valken Entrancer, but I don't know if that's possible.
Well, I'm happy that we picked up the House Guard. As Wing was pointing out, it finds the House Guard, but more importantly now, it finds the Junk Troller. Like, we can put our opponents in a situation where if they don't have great removal, they lose over just a few turns. No matter what.
Yeah, not to mention it's a 0/6 blocker.
Yep, it's a decent blocker. It's good against the mill decks. It puts us in a position to quickly win the game. Alright. So, I could see taking Drift of Phantasms.
I like Tidewater Million, too, and I like Shred Memory just because it transmutes.
Now we have to make a pretty tough decision. Do we take the better card, which is Peel? We don't even have Creature Field. Do we take Drift, or do we take Shred? Shred lets us get our best card.
Well, Drift fits in our curve really well, and is a 0/5 blocker. Yeah. If we didn't have the first Tidewater minion, I might want that. Oh, well, look, there's another Tidewater minion if we want it.
We already have a Tidewater minion. I think I'd rather have a Shred at this point.
Or Telling Time.
Shred just finds the card we want most to get.
Yeah.
But Telling Time lets us be a little greedier. Do I want to be greedy?
I mean, Shred Memory is probably better. I don't know, though. Hit Reserve, we'll talk about it for a second.
Alright, so we've got Telling Time reserved. That's the card I actually want to pick more overall.
Yeah.
but Shred Memory's gonna do pretty good work. What are we finding for it that's better?
I mean, Shred Memory finds the glimpse. That's the only reason to pick it over.
Yeah, I think that picking Glimpse is so strong. Second Disembowel.
Seems correct to me.
Second Lurking Informant. We could also take, not Bloodletter Quill, because it just draws us cards slowly, which we want. We could take Twisted Justice. I think I'd rather just have the Informant to be able to control their deck until we cast stuff. I don't really want to play Infectious Host.
I don't really want to play Dizzy Spell either.
At least Dizzy Spell lets us, like, chump block in us away. I mean, Infectious Host does too. They're both chump blocks, but...
we're not going to play either one, probably.
No. Alright, so we can take a 2-drop to block with. We have a pretty good amount of creatures. Or we could take another counter spell. I can see either of these.
Are we going to play either one of them?
We will probably play either of these.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd rather have the counter spell then. Okay, I don't want any of this.
Cool. Well, let's go ahead and put this mask in the sideboard.
Yeah, it's not that terrible. There's
a creature.
Yeah, there's a creature. I don't think we're playing it.
Alright, it's very important that we actually picked up that Shred, because that gives us our essentially third way to get to Glimpse. There's another creature that's fine without being great.
Yeah, we'll probably end up cutting it. The Disembowels are pretty powerful.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky to get multiple of those. It is slow. We don't have any premium removal.
I think it's mana cost. Okay.
Let's see which way we go here.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, we could have done for one more. Yeah, it just plays very differently. Like, our deck is mostly made of commons. Now, we got to go around to rare, which is cool, but mostly this deck is built around, like, Veldican and Trancers and slowing the game down. Like, the amount of uncommons that are important in our deck is almost none. Clutch of the Undercity looks great, but really, the better card than that is the one that bounces one of your creatures and one of theirs.
I do agree. That is the better card. I hope we get to glimpse them and then jump troller and glimpse them and then just win. Oh my goodness, that'll be so fun.
There's a pretty good chance we do. This format's real slow and it's hard to get around stuff. Okay, so we've got a lot of cards here. We want to play 17 lands. So let's put down our instants and sorceries. I'm sad we didn't get Demure Infiltrators. That's the card that would have really made me happy because it's a great way to get your glimpse and it's a good blocker when you absolutely have to have a blocker.
Yeah, we did get Drift though. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Man. Alright, so we probably... Let's see, we need to cut down to 23 cards. So...
Do we want to run Glean Crawler? Do you think we'll have enough black sources?
I mean, we'll have enough black sources. That's not going to be the problem. The problem is, I mean, you know, what are we going to cut if we don't cut Glean Crawler? I mean, it's a great creature. It, in and of itself, can probably win.
Sometimes. Sometimes not. I like it with Thought Picker Witches. That's about it. Okay, let's look at our non-creature spells, because I'd like to start cutting there. First, we're going to cut a Signet Staccager Mage. We really don't need 3 of those.
Nope.
Alright. Okay. So these are drawing cards.
So...
These are removal type spells.
Yeah.
This is a removal type spell. These are win condition type spells.
Right.
So that's what the deck looks like. We've got win condition type spells, 4. I don't want to cut any of those.
Yep.
2 card draws. And the other advantage to Flight of Fancy is sometimes it'll be important to make one of our creatures flying, but it doesn't necessarily have to be played. It's about as good as Compulsive Research.
Yeah, we didn't get the card that goes with it that bounces it back to our hand, did we?
Yeah. We do have one, but with only one, I don't think we should play it. We've got a nice little cache of instants right here. Like, all of these are instants. Is this an instant? It's a sorcery. Model Mixture is technically an instant, but we will rarely cast it. So we have 6 instants, so I like running both of the counter spells.
Yeah, I like the counter spells in this format. I wish we would have gotten one of the 3 mana counter spells. We never got one. They just make them pay for it.
Yeah.
So
Now, we could consider... We can keep or not keep the Gleamcrawler. The thing I don't actually like about Gleamcrawler is it's, like, not important for us to win at all.
no, I think we should cut it.
Like, we have no reason to try to win that way. If after board we see somebody have an exile effect for our Glimpse, then we just bring in the beatdown, and that's fine. I think if we're not running that, we can cut the Thought Picker Witches. They're okay without being great. We don't need to incrementally mill them. We're just trying to glimpse them.
Okay.
In the incremental mill deck, Thought Picker Witch is pretty good because you're trying to, whittle down their library.
Yeah, we do have the Entrancer. We can mill them a little bit, right?
Yeah, and we have the Lurking Informants, if we really want to, just a little here or there. Alright, we could cut the Carrion, but at this point, with 11 creatures, I don't want to go any lower.
Okay, so we're going to move to cut a spell.
So my cuts are either Stasis Cell or Flight of Fancy. I think these are the 2 worst cards.
I think I like Stasis Cell better than I like Flight of Fancy. But I don't
I'm
know.
the other way, but I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know how important it's going to be to lock one of their creatures down forever.
How many of our creatures are good blockers? 1, 2, 3,
And then the Phantasms.
4 that don't have flying. 4 that don't have flying. So we have 2 sources of flying with the flight to block.
Okay, we can cut the Stasis Cell then if you'd rather.
Yeah.
In this particular deck, I wouldn't want to cut draw anyway because we want to draw our kill. So it makes more sense to keep the flight.
Yeah. Yeah, we're more of a combo deck than anything else, which is weird. It's weird to be a combo deck. Alright. I like the Carrion Howler because it trades well. It's a 4-power card to trade. Wing was saying that Carrion Howler is a cut you can make. And I agree. And, it's weird at first blush for us to keep Carrion Howler and get rid of Gleamcrawler. Gleamcrawler is hard for us to cast. We will not always be able to cast it. We will usually be able to cast it.
I think so.
But we're not trying to win with damage. And it is a card that people will go out of their way to kill, which is fine. But I want to live to cast my spells multiple times, and Carrion Howler does that a little better.
Now, do we want to play the Mask?
No. No, I definitely don't want to play the Mask. I mean, we don't have any creatures with power, do we? Other than Carrion Howler.
Not really, but...
There's Augur Mages, but sure, whatever. I could see us pulling back in Stasis Cell. Let's look at these cards and see if any of these cards we would rather have go away and pull in Stasis Cell or Gleamcrawler. So let's look at our creatures first. We could cut Carrion Howler for another Augur Mage, but I actually do not like Augur Mage.
Yeah, I don't like Augur Mage with our deck. In fact, if we could figure out a way to cut those, that'd be better, but I don't think we have a creature that's worth playing over them.
No.
I mean, we could play a Perplex over one and just hope we counter.
Nah. No. I like being able to answer. And early on, they're going to put a card back, too. And if
but... So, Perplex is a really good counterspell early, and it's pretty bad counterspell late. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a hard counter. It's just cancel early. But how good is cancel when you don't have anything to search for? Alright.
Yeah, because no one discards their hand early.
Right, and we don't have the card that makes Perplex great, which is 3 mana cards you want to find. Like, if we had a 3 mana card we wanted to get...
No. Aside from Drift is pretty good to get.
Right, but, the nice part about Perplex is late game, you can just transmute it. So your opponent doesn't have a hand. But, what are we getting? Transmute for a Drift or an Augur Mage?
Yeah, not very good.
If we had a Mortify, I would be much more likely to play the Perplex. Alright, so let's add basic lands.
It wants 8 and 7. That seems pretty right, actually.
Yeah, that puts us to 9 of each. So we're running 9/9.
Alright.
Looks good. Do we want to run Strands of Undeath and...
What strands do again?
when it comes into play, they discard 2 cards, and you can regenerate an enchanted creature.
I do like that one.
Okay, well, let me show you something we could run. We could put in the deck. We could run...
Those 2?
These 3, and then we have enough enchantments to run it.
Alright, what are we taking out?
That's what I'm thinking. It's what am I... I'm taking out
What?
1 Augur Mage.
1 Augur Mage. And...
I don't think we have enough creatures.
Alright, let's not do that then.
Yeah, we just don't. If we had more creatures and more Drake familiars, I would actually consider pushing that way. It's interesting to do that, and you're rewarded for that. One of the decks I like to run a lot is like primarily blue with some amount of black and red, because you can run the red enchantment, which is 2 in red. Enchanted creature has first strike, deal 3 damage, and that card's great. When you get to replay that card, it's even better than drawing 2 cards. Like, how many times do you have to? We would like to play first. We would. Yeah, that's fine.
That's rough. Alright, so the Induced Spirit Aura also mills if you play black.
Yep. Oh, this is bad. If they're having to run Terrarion, we're not in the worst spot. If you're having to run Terrarion, that means you're not where you need to be at playables, or you're running a lot of colors. And it's weird to run a lot of colors if your first color is red.
Well, I think we know what colors they are.
Naya? Like, that's a lot of colors. Next turn we can either mill them or induce paranoia.
I think we should just hold the Induced Paranoia. Especially if they don't play anything right now.
Oh yeah, we'll probably just play induce paranoia and induce paranoia. Sure. Kill my creature. That's a great thing for us to happen. I mean, like, I would like our creature to live, but...
But now we just play a land pass.
Yeah.
And do we have to right click and say pay black or something?
No,
or is
it's
it
automatic.
Just automatic? Okay.
If they play anything good, we counter it. They don't.
Actually, we might just counter anything.
No, well, maybe.
If we can last gasp it, maybe not. That's a dredge card.
I'll counter it.
Milling for 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Guildmage, wow.
They got it.
They've got good cards.
Yep.
Guildmage is a good card.
We never even saw a guild mage. Land pass.
Yeah. Next turn we'll have Tidewater Minion and Last Gasp.
They didn't mill.
I wouldn't against this deck. The dredging is a very real cost.
Especially against us. This is about to be awesome. Alright, play the 4/4.
No, let's compulsive first.
Alright, discard the...
Land. We'll discard a island.
Yeah, and then we'll play the Rot Farm.
No, we'll play the swamp and leave up
Okay.
gas. We're not in a rush to get to more mana.
Alright.
Like, if we needed to be mana effective, we could, but we don't need to. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have another big play. They do not. Oh, no, I'm wrong.
What in the world?
They're going to search. We're going to kill this.
In response to the search?
Yep.
Because otherwise it gets the enchantment, right?
Yep.
Fly to Fancy. So that entered the revealed zone and it went in their hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Entrancer, bounce land?
Yeah.
And then be sure you bounce a tapped land.
Yeah. Alright, now they can Fly to Fancy. We could have skipped playing Fly to Fancy. Playing our creature to make sure them have to play a creature to draw 2 cards. But I actually would just rather them give this flying, they draw 2 cards, and we can start milling them. Because they only have 16 cards left.
Yep.
Like, what do we play? 3
Well,
cells?
so we can play the minion too, and then Entrancer twice per turn.
Oh yeah, if it lives. But like, with just the Entrancer and 2 Induced Paranoias, our opponent's already in a terrible spot.
Yep.
So, you know, that's what I said when this format doesn't have a lot of, like, great creatures. Greater Moss Dog is one of the better overall, just creatures for attacking and blocking. Most of these creatures are not great attackers or blockers. Or attackers. Everyone's a great blocker, because everyone has a ton of toughness. Oh, well, that's a problem.
Probably. I guess we play the minion.
Yeah. Like, that's a way to win through our little guy. They can shuffle it back into their deck if we try to kill it. So, we will try to kill it.
If we can.
We've got 4 turns. We're going to mill them for 2 plus 4 plus 4. 10. So we need a couple
still need
more.
to draw it.
Well, drawing anything other than lands will do.
Alright, just don't miss the... Yeah, there you go. That doesn't mean anything. We draw a lot of lands.
We start with
So
one
did they,
lands.
actually. Ooh, that's not good. Alright. I guess we pass.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have a good attack with their 3/3.
Nope.
We mill them for 4. Put them at 8 cards. They put us at 10. Any flying, anything like that works fine.
Yep.
Oh, right. They're giving their creature flying. I forgot.
Whoa.
Nice. Now we're in trouble. We might just die to a flying 5/5.
So let's say we mill them for 4, and then untap and mill them for 4. I think we win. Because we mill them for 4, and then mill them for 4. Nope, we just barely lose. So we could draw some sort of thing right now and get them.
I mean, we have multiple cards that just make us win the game.
Yep.
Any of the transmute cards win us the game. That doesn't win us the game.
So they kill us on our next attack, right?
Yeah.
With just the flyers. Oh well.
Which is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. We were so close.
Yeah, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. When we drew 12 lands, we drew 2 extra cards, so it wasn't like, we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
We just drew a lot of lands. We drew more lands. We just needed one good business spell.
Yep. We were 1 card away from getting them.
Yeah, we had a lot out to it, too.
Alright, well.
Flight of Fancy would have worked. Our Flyer would have worked. Any removal spells would have worked.
Yep.
We were more likely than not to actually win. Wait till they attack. Alright. Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that's all. We just needed one more turn, but we didn't have it. Alright, so, do we want to pull anything in?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I could see pulling in Stasis Snare just because they have another card I need to answer. But then I don't even know what I really want to take out.
I mean, we might try Perplex, but...
I don't even like Perplex.
Yeah.
I just really don't like it against decks that aren't drawing a lot of cards, like their beatdown deck. I guess we could have considered bringing in more creatures, but I don't think we can win with creatures effectively.
Nope.
If they have exile effects, then maybe we'll consider bringing in more of a beatdown slant. But I also enjoy Ravnica because the games are interesting even if you're going to lose. Like, how close to the wire was it? And this is like 1 turn.
Yep.
And we both played... I mean, he played a bomb. That was the big difference. But, like, there's not that many bombs. How many rares did you see that looked great?
Only a glimpse. I think we do want to play first.
With bounce lands, you always want to play first. Looks good.
That's pretty good, yep.
I'll probably just play.
What? What? Wait. What are you doing?
No, I want to play this and not tap out and do nothing. Alright, so next turn we can either start controlling the top of their board, or we can widen the board. I think I'd rather widen the board until we're into position to do more stuff.
Well, since they didn't play anything...
I mean, they have stuff in hand, though. Do you want to control the top of their deck right now, or do we want to play?
I think so. I mean, go ahead and widen the board. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have played the defender.
Oh, I want to put pressure on them. I want them to think that we're going to beat them to death. Because, hey, who's to say we can't? We have a pretty good hand here. More specifically, Carrion Howler or Sadistic Archmage into Carrion Howler could just kill them outright. And putting them on the defensive means that our mill plan, or controlling the top of their deck, will be better. Sure. Now it looks a little bit better for me controlling the top of their deck, but not really. I don't think that was in play.
They would have played it in response.
No, I would have played it their upkeep.
Oh, okay. Phone is blowing up.
You go grab my phone real quick for me. Let me see. It's probably work stuff.
It probably is.
It's always work stuff.
Yep.
Right. Let's see what our opponent's going with here. Oh, wow. 3 colors of mana. It's a lot of basics. It's weird to see a 4-color deck that doesn't involve black, since black is in 2 of the colors. Okay. Go ahead and put the drift on top of our deck.
What happened?
Our opponent used Galvanic Art to kill our 3-1, which is a great sign.
Alright. So, skip the upkeep.
Oh, sorry. Okay, here we go. So the fact that they tried to kill our 3-1 instead of our much better, less attacking card makes me want to be much more aggressive right now.
Can you do that? Pay 1 life as many times as you want?
Yeah, but it gives it -1.
Oh look, they made one of our guys fly.
Alright.
So we don't want to control the draw, because I think that'd be a good time to start.
Oh yeah, it would be. Sorry. Good spot there.
Be sure you go ahead and pay the life, yeah.
Playing fast is also important here. Alright, 5-6. Look at the top of the library.
So we want to leave that on top, right?
Yeah.
No.
Giving them lands is basically the definite thing we want to do, because it's too hard to control the top of the library if we don't give them lands.
Even though I think that might be what they want.
It might be. With the exception of their 5/5, we can stop anything else.
Yep. Ah, your phone is loud.
Yeah.
So, could we control our own library with that guy?
We
Not
could.
worth it. Okay.
No.
Alright, yeah. Alright. I think we're going to drop a bounce land.
Yeah.
The rock form. And then we want to play a land and play the drift.
No, we're just going to control the top of their library. Or we could just kill their creature and attack them.
That was fine too.
Let's do that. Actually, I like that quite a bit. Didn't expect to win.
We have to become the beatdown deck.
Well, I mean, they've given us a flyer. We have a 4/1 attacker, or a 2/2 if they have small creatures. Our compulsives have been mostly just getting rid of a bunch of lands. Alright, so here they're probably going to burn one of our creatures, which I'm fine with. Yeah, they're going to come burn our 2/2. Yeah.
Does the galvanic thing do anything else?
Yes, first strike.
Okay. So Fear Rings, we can keep attacking them.
Yeah.
And you can go ahead and play the Demeter, because why not?
Alright, now do we want to... I think we want to control the top of their deck.
I think we do.
Because we have them dead in 3 turns from attacking after this. Yes. They can dredge it back, but that's
That'd be
fine.
awesome. I probably won't play the Defender now.
Well, now we can't race them anymore, because whenever this deals damage, they gain that much life.
Alright, so now we have to mill them. Well, you can double block and kill it. It doesn't get toughness.
Yeah.
But you might as well play the Drift too, right?
Right, so we're going to leave these 2 guys back to block it. In fact, that helps us quite a bit, because now we don't have a hand, and they do.
Yeah. And doing their upkeep will control the draw.
Yeah, and, I mean, this is nice. Usually I don't like attacking on 2 fronts, but the fact that they can stop our damage... Oh, they can keep that. Still means that they have to win in other ways. They have no good attacks. And they're currently losing on board. On the other hand, you know.
Well, seems like every time. So if we draw a disembowel right now, they can't save it.
Correct. But it shovels into their deck, so I would disembowel it regardless. Ah, they have a Convoke spell. They're going to gain 4 life. Okay. That takes the idea of attacking out of the picture. And we don't want to sacrifice our creature to put their card back on top of their deck. No.
Wow. It's not very helpful.
Yeah.
Definitely get them during their upkeep again. They can keep that. Nope. No. Hit no.
No. Alright.
Five in the air.
They should play their land before attacking.
Did they dredge that? They just have 2 of them.
They just have 2 of them, I think.
Nope, they dredged.
They dredged it. That's interesting.
So put the 0/5 in front of the 3/3. Double block the 2/4, or not double block the 2/4.
They can pump it once, make it 3, so they can kill our...
Oh, they can pump it, once and
It's fine.
whatever.
We take 7.
Yeah, we're not gonna live very long.
fine.
I mean, maybe it was best to just chump block and hope we draw and mill them.
We have one more turn to block. Or not.
That's weird. They should have exiled our 0/5. Shouldn't they?
They just wanted to save their creature.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Alright, so we don't even get to play our sweet deck.
Well, we can draft again if you want.
That's rough. I was really excited to play the Glimpse deck. It's one of the coolest decks you can play.
Yeah.
Wow. But our opponent with the 4 or 5 color deck, which you can do. I don't like how they're running it mostly on basics.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, we got a glimpse.
we got a Glimpse.
Nice.
It was a little rough.
It was a fun deck to play, though.
Yeah, that's for sure. Let me check my work stuff real quick.
All right. Well, we'll be back, I guess.
Yeah, just give us 1 second. We're going to bust open Loot Crate real quick, and we'll let it settle and decide if we're going to go in on another one or if we're going to give it a minute.